All right, number one with a goal of playing this whole thing at 150. No warm up at all. So that's the goal for next week. Be able to just turn on the guitar amp and pick up the guitar and boom, just right on through it. So, a couple suggestions ahead as far as working up into this. Now, if you feel like you need to work up the strumming to feel the 16th notes properly, I think this amount is sufficient. Just work up a couple bars. Just this way you hear the 16th notes properly at the faster tempos. But if you're hearing the 16th notes at the faster tempo fairly well to start with, instead of working anything up in terms of starting slow and working it up, just try adding a bit more as you go. So try just hitting that at the 150. Once that sounds solid, do that at 150, and then do that at 150. So just keep adding a bar as you go, and then eventually you have this whole thing, and then you can still add a bar at a time. So you run through the whole thing, and then just do one bar of repeat, then add in the next bar, and so on until you're able to go through the whole thing. Whenever you can get this at the 150 cold, like if you feel like you're going to be able to hit the 150 on a given day, like maybe you had a really good session on, let's say, I don't know, Friday. Well, maybe when you go to try this whole thing on Saturday, just start recording it, because maybe you'll get it. And then send it over early. So anyway, here we go. 50 beats per minute. Number one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2, classic gallop rhythm. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1. 128. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 3, reverse gallop. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 80, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, descending the scales 2 strings at a time. Here we go with high E and B strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. G and D strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and the low E and A strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now for improvisation using chord shapes and arpeggio shapes. So this goes for any of the chords you've done. That includes the cowboy chords, bar chords of those, and of course those guys. So, and yes, all that stuff as well. Got a backing track ready to go. So, most simple thing to do, I think, is just start with some A minor stuff, but it doesn't always have to be A minor. This is in the key of A minor, or key of C. I like to use that A minor bar chord to start with. And like play notes around it. So, you know, focus it on like the 5, 7, 7, 5, and then just play some notes around that. A minor arpeggios there. That's one of the A minor shapes we've done. Now, you can do, again, other things besides just A minor, even though this is in the key of A minor. So any of those chord shapes you've learned. Let's try an E minor shape instead. Hopefully you recognize that E minor shape there. And you can use major shapes as well, of course. Let's just do good old C major. setting a bunch of those arpeggios. So hopefully that gives some ideas what you can try out there. So again, just you could say, I'm going to use this shape, and then just base some licks and riffs off a specific chord shape or one of the arpeggios. And so make that a goal this week. Each day you do some improv practice, throw in some of these chord shapes, so this way it's not just playing chords, but it's applying the chords. All right. Any questions come up, let me know, and I'll see you next week.